There's magic in a Solomon's carpet.
You always pay less.
So very much less.
For the very same carpet at Solomon's.
Hello everyone. Christmas is a time when we should be with friends, and I consider that you are all my friends. I wish I could be with you in person for Christmas dinner. I won't be able to, of course, but please have plenty of Christmas pudding for me. Thank you for your support in this past year, and I look forward to more happy times with you all in 1986. Merry Christmas.
And a very good evening to you. Tonight, quite an extraordinary film. I've heard many people say that this is one of their 10 best films of all time. I've even seen many lists of critics who put it in their top 20 or so American films of all time. Well, I guess one's own feelings have a lot to do with how one reacts to any particular movie. But there's no doubt about it. This is a very conscientious, a very artistic attempt to put on the screen a modernised 1950 vintage version of Dryce's extraordinary novel, An American Tragedy, the second film version, one having been made in the early 1930s. Theodore Dryce's novel, like his other works, and I'm thinking particularly now of one that I've presented for you in film form, Carrie, or Sister Carrie, is very critical of American society. And George Stevens, who directed the film, maintained that that was one of the reasons why he, in fact, did want to make a film of Dryce's novel. And I quote, "I believe that An American Tragedy is a fierce, profound indictment of America's false standards." But does it actually play that way on the screen? As usual, I'm very interested to receive any comments you care to make. But does this film perhaps tell us something else, rather than just indict American false standards? See how you feel about it tonight. If you really look and listen, you might find there are a few other insinuations coming along out of the screenplay and out of the images that George Stevens puts on the screen. I think the cast is first rate for A Place in the Sun. Montgomery Clift, ideally cast. You might care to note that in the film, his mother is played by Anne Revere. She wasn't blacklisted when the film was being made. She was while it was still before it was released, and her part was cut to ribbons, which is a great pity. Now, Elizabeth Taylor, probably one of her best performances under George Stevens' direction, and the same goes for Shelley Winters, a really pathetic character. And incidentally, you might care to note that the lake, which is so important in the story, is Loon Lake, which many years later became the title and the focal point of a novel by E.L. Doctorow, the man who wrote Ragtime. And the scenes around and on the lake are absolutely wonderful. Here's a shot now of George Stevens with Montgomery Clift and Elizabeth Taylor. A painstaking director, very conscientious. He used a lot in editing dissolves, very slow dissolves, that in themselves allow us to make dramatic points long after the first message of a visual has been stated. And now a quote, again from George Stevens. "The greatness of An American Tragedy lies in the fact that it is all things to all people. You can make of it what you wish. It will give you something commensurate with what you bring to it tonight. And I hope you find very stimulating A Place in the Sun."